Tools. You know it's better than one.
Hey,
Man,
morning.
tools, man. So this is tools.
Another beautiful
You
day.
know, this one is
Cup
produced
of
by
cappuccino.
Brother. You know what I mean? So
You
it's
know?
going down real hard. Check it out, man. Let me know what you think, man. I'm gonna be listening for some comments, man, after this joint. Tools, man.
Well,
Those.
today this video, vlog or whatever, I moved away from ATL. January 28th. It was a Friday or Saturday, 2022. Moved up here to Frederick, Maryland. I was here January 29th. I flew. I had to step away. I had to get a different perspective. I came here on vacation of October 22. I stayed up here a couple days. I was with my girlfriend at the time or whatever. What sold me was when I was crossing the street, people allowed me to cross. It was things like that I pay attention to when I move someplace. It was the details. It was quiet, this, that, and the third. I mean, it's got its problems. We have an opioid crisis. We have a homeless problem. We have problems like everywhere else. But you don't see people in front of the store. I don't have people randomly telling me they got gas. If I want to be around that, I'll go downtown here on a Friday or Saturday night and run in random hood shit. Again, that sold me. The diversity, there's a high interracial dating scene here. You have a lot of different cultures, ethnicities, from Asian to European to African, West Indian, whatever. I needed that. I needed to see other people who are gung-ho about being a success to themselves, their families, and their lives. Not everyone. But the reason I made this is this morning, I checked out somebody's YouTube, Walter Hampton, and he was talking about leaving Niggerville, and you have to leave the negativity alone and things of that nature. Living in ATL, let me tell you, this is like a part 2 to why I left. I am a creative. No, I'm black. I have a different look. I'm very expressive. I'm highly eccentric. I've been that way since I was knee high to a duck. If I was a rapper, you could call me Cool Keith. That's the best way I can put it for those that understand hip hop and understand the segue I'm using. Living down there, I see there's this wall up against out-of-towners or people who have a different perspective of life. Everybody down there, all men down there are not into the alphabet community. Let's get that straight. We have a very messed up and misconstrued way of looking at masculinity. We look at it through the eyes of media or what we view a man as being or a woman as being. You have some women who are rough. They wear boy clothes. That doesn't make them les or it doesn't make them bi. They can be tomboys, or that's just how she likes to dress. I had a friend. She was pretty tough, and her boyfriend was very feminine. And she told me he is not at all. He had like 9 sisters, and he can handle himself. And she said, when you get older, you're going to meet people like that. She was like, in our community, just like with you being well-spoken, artistic, and expressive, people may take you one kind of way. And it's not that. So when he mentioned about the diversity, back to Walter Hampton, it opened my eyes to something. Where do we want to be in life? I didn't say all people of one ethnicity are cool. I didn't say none of that. But I can attest. I've had more stuff thrown at me from people who look like me than anybody else. And if we're not careful, we'll take that baggage and hinder ourselves. I am so grateful that I heard that this morning. Because it puts me in the mindset of, Nick, you ain't got to fit in with them folks. I had a promoter tell me down there in Atlanta, I was doing showcases. He said, don't make music for niggas. He said, you got your own swag, you got this, that, and the third. All you need is marketing. And that's something I'm waking up to. Not waking up, I'm realizing. Not realizing, I'm manifesting. Atlanta's a beautiful place. And I really feel for people who are local and from there and how they feel about their city. I get that. But if you love your city and all this, you need to be at the forefront doing something for your city. Putting your city on the map. Being a example. Too many times I remember just going to work, the problems I would have with other people. All because Nick is the different Negro. When I think of black, because people are quick to tell you, you walk in a place, hey, we black here. What is that supposed to mean? What are you, a Project Pat mixtape homeboy? No, this is Project Pat. I think he's dope. I think he's a phenomenal artist. And I applaud him for feeding those people next to him and in his community and things of that nature. But we don't have to fit a mold. When I think of black, I think of the universe. I think of my creator. I think of omnipotence. I think of infinite. As a creative, I would take my artwork down a little 5 points and people would try to cut my throat. And if you're from the streets or been in the streets, one thing you don't do is step on somebody's toes. But we seem to forget home training. We seem to forget do unto others. This isn't an expectation, because life is very competitive. If you can't compete and keep up in life, you may fall. If you don't know how to fly, you're going to fall. If you don't know how to swim, you're going to drown. This is known. But instead of us building each other up, as what they like to sell you, we rather be just iggified. And if you want to be iggified, I still love you. I'm just to be iggified by yourself. You know, we're quick to another thing. I'm not a high school student. Before I moved there, they already told me how it was. I had people in Miami telling me, hey man, you don't know nobody. You're going up there to do art and music. I only went there to do 2 things. I wound up living there 6 years. I only went there to do 2 things: an independent rap show and an independent art show. And I wanted them combined in one. I wound up doing it. I chose to stay. And in fact, I moved there in June of 2015. Around July or August, I met a young lady who had a shop. And she told me, she said, I want to see how long you stay here. Because I was talking about, I only came here to do this little thing. And then I was going out to the West Coast. Because I had friends tell me a long time, for years, people were telling me, even when I lived in New York, you need to be on the West Coast. Be that as it may, I was able to do some shows, art shows, did a little rap performance in her shop. I sold some artwork, believe it or not. Like, I couldn't believe it. She called me one day like, yo, I got your commission ready. She was very businesslike. But I'm not going to lose my train of thought. But so, with that being said, I had to really look at, do you still want to be here and deal with the stuff you're dealing with? My girlfriend at the time would tell me all the time, you keep tripping about the same stuff. She was like, if you have a different appearance, people are going to say something. And I get that. But then again, I can't have an alternative appearance and still embrace you for having an alternative lifestyle, because I can't shun you or ridicule you for how you choose to live. But on the flip side, we choose to do it for how I choose to look, because like my friend was telling me at her shop, they're going to want you to fit into a box. She's like, the only problem I think for you going to be out here, people going to want you to fit into a box. You don't fit into a box. I'm not the trap cat. I'm not, and when it comes to consciousness, I'm a little too conscious, I want to say. I think we all should be conscious, like Common said. We should be conscious of what we're doing. We should be aware. We should be in a state of awareness and mindfulness in addition. I don't do the twerking party thing. That's not for me. I'm very intuitive, and when I feel like the spirit isn't right in any event or events, I leave. But the beauty of it, do you know, before I left, Project 44? They asked us to come out and do murals. I didn't have to jump through any hoops. I didn't have to sit down. See, the thing with me about down there, they want, if you're doing something, you're creative, they want you to sit and meet with everybody in the local scene, whatever it is you're doing. And they have to, it's like you're pledging for a fraternity. You got to sit, meet with these people, talk with them, see if your mind is if you're something that they would want included in what they're doing. And I can't do that because you can't preach to me about being black and you're getting all Dr. Umar Johnson on me, but then it's, no, we just got to find out where you fit in at. But like she told me, you don't fit into a box. I've been doing very well since I've been up here. Just signed up for school. Starting this LLC thing. So I can, as a rap artist, I can be a legal entity. Looking at my merch. I got my toys and my blank vinyl toys here. About to get my, I'm about to start going to this storage facility so I can have my little studio space because I don't paint where I live. I'm actually doing very well. And I had to see things in a broader perspective. That's why I left.